Just for everybody that would like to know, it is currently 91 degrees in the rodeo arena and 60% humidity. I'm not used to something this fancy with screens and all kinds of things. We're going to get started right on time at 7:30. Pretty soon I'll ask you to stand and we'll start our procession and this is just a great time for these students. We ask that you respect the sanctuary and also respect the students and what they've accomplished. If we could go ahead and stand. If you could please remain standing. Gentlemen, please remove your mortar boards during the national anthem. Senior choir members, please come up for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Good evening. It gives me great pleasure as principal of Taylor High School to welcome parents, grandparents, family members, special friends to the graduation of the class of 2013. I would like to also recognize the faculty of Taylor High School who are proudly sharing this celebration. This evening's commencement ceremony is a very important event in the lives of these seniors. Therefore, on behalf of the Taylor High School graduating class of 2013, we ask that everybody please conduct themselves with dignity and show respect by turning off your cell phones. That includes students. When your graduate's name is called, we would ask that the family and friends rise in recognition and applaud and then sit down for the next graduate. Air horns and loud noisemakers are not allowed during the ceremony. We also ask that all family and guests remain seated until all graduates have received their diplomas. Our graduates have an official photographer. We would ask that you take pictures after the ceremony or from your seats. And it is tradition for our graduates to toss their mortarboards into the air following the commencement ceremony. Please do not leave your seats until the graduates have completed this tradition and exited the facility. Again, we are honored by your presence. This evening we observed a significant rite of passage. This is indeed a milestone as they embark on the next phase of their life. And now I would like to introduce the class president of 2013, Mr. Dan Trail Hargers.
Finally, something I can't mess up because I don't have to remove my cap for this one. Okay. My fellow classmates told me to be short, sweet, and to the point because they know how long-winded I am. Y'all do? So if it's not, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Waking up to our first day of school never crossed our minds. Never thought we'd see the day when we'd walk through the halls of Taylor High School and the underclassmen would frantically move out of the way because they know that seniors run Taylor High School. Sorry, Mr. Brown. Hey. We never thought we'd see the day where we'd be spending all of our free time applying to many different colleges and writing essays on top of the homework that we'd already been given. And we definitely never thought we'd be sitting in the very spot that we're sitting in, getting ready to walk across the stage and receive one of many lifetime achievements. I guess you can say we started from the bottom, but now we're here. Sitting side by side for the last time. See, what parents and teachers don't understand is dealing with senioritis, especially after the first semester, it isn't easy. We have bad flare-ups and our symptoms are in full effect. Well, we tend to talk more than usual instead of following along and taking notes from our lessons. And these old legs, I'm telling you, these old legs, they don't move as good as they used to. So it takes us a bit longer to get the classes on time. And sometimes we don't even go. Sometimes we have sleeping spells and fall asleep in random places, such as every class but lunch. I'm staying awake for lunch. But the biggest thing that kills us is we're convinced that F stands for fantastic and A stands for awful. Yeah, we've all gotten mixed up sometimes, but having classmates like the ones we do have is good because we kept each other on the right path to success. The funniest part of it all is it just hit you, my fellow classmates. You thought it did when you played your last down in football and put the dude on the other side of the ball on his butt. You thought it did when you shot the last basket and the entire gym went wild. You thought it did when you spiked the ball in that chick's face and Miss Ray had to politely escort her to her bench. Or when you stole third and you slid home and the umpire yelled, "Safe!" Or when you ran across the finish line with your arms up at your last district track meet. And that time you hit the tennis ball across the net with all your might, winning the match. Or the moment when you did your last sea jump at spring show. And when you cheered 2 bits at the last home game. Or when you sang your last choir concert. Or even when you played the fight song for the last time. Or when you brought home that medal from ACDEC. Or at your last FCCLA meeting. Or whenever you made a difference in FFA. You even thought it did when you answered that last question in Miss Gray's class because she had us reviewing for a test. It didn't hit you until now because reality just set in. In a few moments, we're about to walk across the stage uncertain of what the future holds for us. And I have to admit, I'm a bit scared, but who isn't? Seniors, this moment is everything that we've dreamed of. All of the long nights of homework truly paid off. Sitting in classes, listening to lectures year after year after year, day in, day out. I'm telling you, taking notes for that big test to get home, and I know you be tired after practices or whatever you do. You eat, start watching television, and you forget to study. We're all guilty. It all paid off, so why are we scared? Is it because we're uncertain? Uncertain of what the future holds for us. Uncertain of whether or not we can go out on our own and make something of the many opportunities in this crazy mixed up world. Uncertain that we'll find a place where we belong. See, uncertainty is one of the worst fears that a person can have, especially a senior graduating from high school. But there's something that I figured out. It's okay to be uncertain. It's okay to wonder what the future holds for you because there's something special out there in the world waiting for each and every one of us. And finding it is the best part. We just have to build up guts, spread our wings, and expand our horizon. Because if you don't, you just might miss it. It's not an easy task to do. And you might feel like they ask a lot, but they're not. Sometimes we're gonna fall, but don't worry about falling because getting back up is what makes you strong. Don't worry about your friends. They'll be okay, trust me, they will. We got Facebook, Twitter, everything else. They'll be okay. They're just trying to find their special place in this world just like you. And no matter how far you go from them and the rest of class of 13, see, I'm scared, I ain't gonna lie. Class of 2013, let's get it right. Just know that we all have one thing in common. We all bleed green. It's a pleasure. It's really been a pleasure representing the Taylor High School class of 2013. Thank you, and remember, once a duck, always a duck.
Mr. Vaughn has told me many times how excited he is to be a part of the Taylor school system. His presence and energy is quickly changing Taylor ISD into the district of choice for Williamson County. He believes that we should provide the best education possible and that every student has the opportunity to be successful. Mr. Vaughn truly believes that an education is the key to success and that all decisions should be based on this statement. Taylor ISD will be relentless in the pursuit of education excellence. So tonight, that statement echoes clear for the class of 2013. Would you please help me welcome Mr. Jerry Vaughn, Superintendent of Taylor ISD.
Thank you, Mr. Ward. Parents, students, community members, and graduates. On behalf of the district, I would like to welcome you here tonight in honor of this class of 2013. It is a true honor to be part of the school system, and it is an honor to be here tonight and celebrate with this graduating class. I'd like to say a very special thank you to the parents. Tonight, not only do these graduates celebrate, but you should celebrate because their success is a result of many years, days, hours, and minutes, down to the very last minute, getting them ready to get over here. Their success is because you were behind them and helping them. It has been a privilege to be a part of these students' lives, and we thank you for giving us that opportunity. Students, graduates, as you will now be known, class of 2013 forever, we wish you nothing but the very best. And remember, you will always be part of Taylor and Taylor High School and Taylor ISD. Thank you. At this time, it's a great honor for me to be able to introduce Mr. Brad Moss, President of the Taylor ISD Board of Trustees. Brad?
Thank you all. I'd like to introduce the rest of the board to you this evening. Tim Vanacek. Anita Volek. Jim Wyson. Shorty Mitchell. Eliseo Elizondo. Not able to be here with us this evening, Johnny Sanford. And incoming board member who's out in the audience, Thomas Rolock. Members of the audience, I'd like to thank you for being here this evening in support of these graduates. And graduates, I'd like to thank you for your dedication to your education. We'd like to congratulate you as a board and offer our best wishes into your journey. Thank you.
Please welcome the Taylor High School class of 2013 salutatorian, Lindsay Patchke.
Good evening, graduates, family, faculty, and administration. What a wonderful night this is to be graduating from Taylor High School. I would like to thank my mom and dad for being amazing parents and always being there for me. From the beginning, y'all supported me and knew I could do it. I am so blessed to have you as parents. For all the times you helped me with my homework late at night, I appreciate it, Justin. You also believed in me, and I'm so glad to have you as my brother. Thank you, Aunt Trish and Uncle George, for being in my life and for all the wonderful memories we shared together. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to my teachers from all grades for giving me the knowledge I needed and being as wonderful as you are. Thank you to the administration for believing in tomorrow and to the students that sit here tonight. Thank you to the families of the students for gathering here to honor the graduating class and the support you have given us throughout our lives. Thank you to my friends who were truly great. And finally, thank you to the Lord for the blessings and everything you have given me. Sure. Tonight we are graduating, but not without successes and failures, triumphs and mistakes. When you're young and something goes wrong, everything feels like the end of the world. It's not. It's just the beginning, and there are people here among us that would agree. They know from experience. We have so much of our lives left to live. We are going to meet so many more people and experience many more adventures. Graduating from Taylor High School is the beginning of the rest of our lives. We have taken the necessary steps to be able to walk onto the stage and receive our high school diploma. For many of us, we went to pre-K where we learned how to write our name and hold the scissors correctly. We can't forget the time when we read our first chapter book all by ourselves, which sparked the love for reading. Nor will we ever forget our first class in middle school and whom we sat by at the lunch tables. We may not be friends with the same people as we were 5 years ago, but there is a reason for that. People have come into our lives for a reason, whether it was for love, to learn something new, or even learn something new about ourselves. In high school, we challenged ourselves to reach our potential. If in your mind you think otherwise, it's never too late to start.